wanna do a podcast? We make a darn good team. It always goes without a hitch. Let's head to Twitch and go start up the stream. Do you wanna do a podcast? It's the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Let's start now. Hi everyone and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Come?
All right, I'll do my own bits myself.
Oh wait, no silence.
We're doing it. Get off the road.
Hey Dave,
Yes.
a pirate was busy.
Selfie!
Selfie!
You're not in the selfie, sorry.
Hold on. Now we do one with the crowd. Come on.
All right,
Come on.
hang straighten up your collar.
Come on.
Yeah, just like that. And
All right.
just your teeth. Like
Hands
right
up. Hands up. Woo! All right. So anyway, hey Dave.
there. That one's going on social media platforms.
A pirate was plundering lumber when an ice storm blew in. He exclaimed, "Yar, shiver me timbers!"
Excellent.
You
I
missed
love it.
me. Hi everyone and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast. I'm Boater.
I'm Dave Mann.
And welcome back, good sir, after a well-deserved break and dare I say vacation?
I worked the entire time I wasn't here. There was at no point.
Dave, I didn't see you, so therefore you were slacking off. I hope you
That's-
were enjoying yourself.
That's fair because I was.
I was, but I was also working.
But I loved every minute of it. And I did want to start at the top of the program a sincere thank you to our producer here, Steve, for picking up my slack, not only hosting here on the Nerd Glasses, but also taking up one of the more interesting weekend Wednesdays we've had since the last time we had a guest.
Yeah.
And so thank you so much to you, Steve, and especially at the same point also for picking up shifts of mine that I would have been doing with him, and instead he had to do alone and things like that, notwithstanding the fact that it was also Saratoga Comic-Con that I know you didn't go to because you were busy, and I didn't go to because I was busy, and Steve got the pleasure of hanging onto the store and also then doing it. I wish I had sleep, says Jude Icarus. Well, you can sleep well knowing hard transition that so many people on Team Caladrius have been absolutely crushing it. And that is amazing. So we have raised a grand total. The team has raised a grand total of 1,989. It is just 17 days into the month, people. There is still so much time and so much excellence going on.
$11 away from 2,000. If you're interested in knowing how to contribute, I should have had this ready in a copy paste. I will get this ready in a few minutes. I am going to be dropping a link into the chat where you can contribute to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital through Dave's campaign, which will contribute to the team campaign. And it'll be awesome. It's been a really fun month so far. I've had a lot of fun with what I've been doing, stuff with the team. I know that me and a few others are looking at doing Phasmophobia as soon as we can. But it's been such a great month.
You should break down those barriers and join in with the rest of us when we're playing Phas there, Boater. What
I
gives?
do sometimes.
You do not. I'm calling you out on this. We play Phas all the times, and Alec was streaming it yesterday.
I do
No Boater.
rarely. I already backed out of a Wrath stream with Sam because I need to get back to BattleTech to redeem some rewards that people had turned in.
However, I did want to point out great congratulations and thank you for heading up and starting with already almost $1,000 raised with the many, many fantastic streams over at Boaterbug.
Thank you.
Thank you, Boater, and congratulations on crushing it, on raising it for the kids. Sam the Lion heading it up with almost 400.
Oh, yeah.
Rafe Wolf with a kind buttoned up 300, and many congratulations from us here on the Nerd Glasses to Rafe Wolf on the recent engagements and also recent home purchasing.
Yeah, she's like, I would be further ahead, but I've been kind of busy. I see that, a house and a ring on your finger. You're doing great at 300.
It's awesome. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough as somebody that typically heads up the fundraising. If you raise $1, if you raise no dollars and you just raise awareness, things of that nature,
It's still fantastic.
you'll hear
yeah.
me preach this every year. That's what matters.
Yep.
We're fighting childhood cancer here, people. There is no amount of dollar that is not enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
A buck raised to tell cancer to stick it is a whole extra dollar that tells cancer to stick it.
And then we're
Love
just
that.
$10 away from the team hitting 2,000.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
So by all means, bring those in. If we don't see it pop up during the stream, just leave a little note in chat and say, hey, look at that donation bar, because we want to celebrate and we want to thank you as it comes in. But we do have some stuff to get through too. But yeah, oh my gosh. Again, just before I dive into the Twitch ban fun, thank you to everyone that's been just kicking butt on the team. And Dave, working or vacation, whatever it was, I know you were away from Twitch for near 2 weeks. I can't wait to see what you do as you jump back into it with your own programs and raising money for the kids.
If you don't mind, I will plug. Tomorrow
Yes.
is a pretty exciting stream because it's going to feature some people that you may not have met if you are new to twitch.tv/insanegamestv. They were people that started what was called the GXC cast with me and Mike. We're going to be featuring the guests, the first ever, one of my first ever Twitch co-hosts,
Mm-hmm.
and the first ever 2 guests I ever had streaming starting back in 2016. And the 3 of them, Dwayne, Mike, and Shirley, you've seen them on streams before. You know them from chat and things like that. And I'm so excited to be playing Overcooked with them. Also, tomorrow is Love Alec's birthday, and we've managed to somehow snooker him to come into the studio, and there's going to be baked goods. So tune in, celebrate the burp day with us.
I just played Overcooked for the first time on Friday. That game was
Hell
fun.
yeah. Thank you so much for the raid, Sustaina. Speaking of fundraising, kicking
Yeah.
in, and being amazing. Twitch.tv over at Sustaina. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Ariella Dragonsbane. Love the shirt boater. The Charmander.
Charmander
gear.
Shepherd. And
Charmander Shepherd.
someone did that $11 donation to get us up to 2,000 for
God,
Caladrius
yes. Well,
during the
thank
stream
you so
today.
much.
That's currently going through the donation
When it
incentives.
cycles through, we'll
When it
see if you
cycles through,
picked.
we'll see
Welcome,
who that
Akai.
is.
What's going on, dude? Because if you selected a thing, because I'm pretty sure $10 is something spicy, and I do have a
Ooh.
spicy things here on the set
and
to
I'm
eat.
with you on the thing, and that means I have to do a spicy thing.
I mean, if you want to, I will
that
just
means
say
I have to do a spicy thing.
I drank the Mountain Dew, although I liked it, Steve liked it, you didn't. So
I-
it was more of a
I-
reward for us.
Someone donated like $25, so I just polished the bottle during. Was that during Squadrons? I think it was.
I think it was. I believe
Yeah.
it was. You're welcome, but I didn't pick a thing, which means so
Okay.
Demon Dragon in chat.
Thank you, Demon Dragon. We're gonna go with the spicy.
Would you like ass kicking jelly beans with habanero pepper, or perhaps the Fiery 5 Bean Boozled Challenge? Some Harry Potter Bernie Bott's beans. And I think that's the end of
Okay.
spicy things. But I
Well,
will.
while she chooses, I will go through the Twitch ban.
And I
How's
will
that
put
sound?
a funny eye because this is the hat. This is no. This is not the. This is technically the hat, but it's just
the Dave show
this
today.
one instead. Because this is the one last year that I got all the eyeballs on it. And the eyeballs actually stayed well into the summer. There's photos of me on a fishing trip on a lake with those eyes on it, and the guy who we rented the boat from did not ask about them once in the hours we were trolling around with him, which was hilarious.
Okay, so Let's go with the habanero. I think that was the first beans.
The
ass kicking.
yes, these a gift from that beautiful, beautiful man, and no other adjectives to add. Nightwing himself gifted me these. These ones do not have an expiry date. I cried when I realized it. These are 2-year vintage beans. These are a pre-COVID pandemic gift.
Boy, give me one of those, and then I'll try to get through the Twitch ban while I'm working my way through it.
They come in all the jelly bean flavors everyone loves. So what if we just both do black licorice, because everyone really loves that flavor? No. How about white, the pina colada, yellow, red, green?
I put a bean in my hand.
That was the furthest
It is
one out.
black licorice.
They actually, so these ones we have had. These ones do age like wine because, Boda, look! I literally shuffled them in my hand and poured them out, and this is the one that fell out the furthest.
All right.
For the kids!
For the kids!
Actually, because Steve was nice enough to leave this here. For the kids!
Bink, bink. Dr. Lupo received a 7-day ban for, quote, unsolicited sexual advances.
Sorry, I'll keep this sign held up.
What happened was, he went into Ninja's stream and he typed, that's innocuous enough, right?
Yes.
He typed, sit on my face, into the stream, and somebody decided to report him or something, got a 7-day ban. In response, the ban was again for unsolicited sexual advances. In a reply in the tweet that he announced that he was banned in, whatever, he said, I can promise you it was not unsolicited. The ban was, though, overturned within an hour because they realized this is, it was banter between friends kind of thing. And he stated when announcing that it had been overturned, I have learned from my mistakes and am already unbanned. 3 praying hands emojis. No more face sitting for me.
So, if you didn't catch that while Boder was talking, the habanero really kicked in.
Oh.
It's a slow burn, Boder.
Yeah, I forget how much that slowly ramps up.
It's a beautiful slow burn. I love these
things.
things.
It's all over my tongue. It's like wrapping around underneath my tongue, around the sides.
So, I love the bands like that, just on the fact that they acknowledged a wrongdoing and accepted the consequence for it, and then served out their punishment, and then get to kind of meme about it afterwards.
Yeah, it was something that was like, come on. And yeah, whoever person at Twitch that reviewed it was like, oh, yeah, no, that's Ninja. You cool? Was that fine? That was cool with you? Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. You're back.
Any news about the Creator Clash? It looks like we have a scoop from our producer here, Steve. What do you got for us, Creator Clash-wise?
So the one that I noticed. So he's saying, the fights. So, Harley versus Aaron, as one of them. Boxing matches between YouTube and Twitch creators. So, Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps squared off against Harley from Epic Mealtime.
What?
Did he?
Where was this? Why was I not told about this, and why did people not... What?
I knew it was coming up. Well, first off, Game Grumps intros have been weird for the last couple months, and finally they announced, oh yeah, okay, that's what it's all about. All right, so we've got the list right here. So I'm on mic, so I'll read it off. But thank you.
What?
Dad versus Matt Watson from Super Mega. Ryan McGee versus Alex Ernst. Internet comment etiquette versus DJ Welch. Yodeling Haley versus Justin Minks. Some of these we've definitely talked about. I Did a Thing versus Odd Ones Out. Michael Reeves. How is that man allowed in any sort of sporting competition? He won pretty good. Michael Reeves versus Graham Stephan. Hundar versus AB from the H3 podcast. Harley from Epic Mealtime versus Aaron Hansen. And iDubbbz versus Dr. Mike.
Okay. confession time. I know exactly 2 of those people. I know of Epic Mealtime. Don't watch their content. Nothing against you guys, but Insane Games TV's got more stuff. I watch my friends. I don't really need to watch your stuff. And then I know of Aaron Hansen. Dwayne and Shirley met him. I'll make sure to ask what they thought about the boxing match tomorrow.
Michael Reeves Sustaina says he'll build a drone to play for him. That man does dangerous stuff. He's like a chair that's an ejector seat. You sit down and it goes boing.
Oh, I have to take the headset off of that ear because it's starting to
Okay, that's
react
fine.
to. It's not this one that's reacting. It's this one.
Okay. Do you want to do like would it make sense to do this kind of thing? Okay.
I'll just keep the microphone right next to my
Michael Reeves
move.
is chaotic evil incarnate, and I love it.
What an interesting lineup that.
Go ahead and just drop that link. If our producer could drop a link into chat that just has a recap of how everything went there. I didn't watch it personally. I wasn't too invested going into it. Even when I did know who they were, I'm like, oh, that's interesting as an idea. Not something I was personally interested in.
So
but
this was obviously not endorsed by any major corporation. What was the function?
well, like I
of
didn't even know
this?
that there was more than just one fight. I just knew the one that Aaron was doing there. I don't really know.
For
All for charity, which makes a lot of sense. It seems like the kind of thing that would be like, hey, let's bring a bunch of internet creators together, like Odd Ones Out, who gives the impression. Well, Odd Ones Out and Michael Reeves both give the impression of being like 16, but they're both in their 20s.
Are they YouTubers?
Yeah,
Okay, good. I was like, I have never.
Odd Ones Out, you may have seen something of his and not recognized by name. I don't know.
Steve, you know what, Boater? We might have a fight on our hands. Steve, did you adjust this hat that I'm currently wearing? Did you take the hat off the set that I left for you, which was set to the settings that crown my head, my big ass head, well enough? And did you adjust the hat, Steve?
What was the quote I remember? It was, God, Dave's got a big head. Oh, Dave has a tiny head. Is that what? There was a comment about it.
Did you go ahead, Steve, and feel like you could put on your big boy gloves and go toe to toe with the hat, and then you adjusted the hat?
Charities include St. Jude. Aaron's mother runs a charity that Dude Icarus doesn't remember the name of. Another charity as well. But yeah, so like good charities that these went towards.
You know what? Insane Games TV should do that. We should do charity boxing. I will gladly get my tookies handed to me by anybody, as long as it.
All
raises
I'm gonna
money.
do is walk across the ring, holding up round 2. That's my job. That's all I'm gonna do.
You're gonna do it in a dress then.
As long as I feel pretty.
You're gonna be the prettiest boater,
Um.
and that's what we're gonna call that from now on.
Oh boy. Okay. So, moving forward, just normally asking, hey, what have you been playing? What have you been watching? Whatever. I'll start
Yes.
off though. I mentioned that I played Overcooked for the first time on Friday.
Yeah.
My friend Travis joined me for a charity stream. We had a lot of fun playing it. It's this cool kind of platforming thing. The first the first world, we breezed through.
Good.
And then there was one where like, oh, that's like close. We got really close on that one. Let's do that one again. We got 3 stars.
I was gonna say, so you
Yeah,
the
we were
attempt
going for
was to
3 stars. So like we got 2
everything.
stars, no problem. We're like, you know what? We figured out how this kitchen works. We can do that again. And then we got into World 3. It started to get really rough. And you could tell the moment that both of us decided, you know what? This stream should just end. I think we're good. We're like, you know what? Let's get to the end of World 3. And the last 2 levels of World 3, we got 1 star on. We're like, that's good. Good night, everybody.
Oh.
By that point, we had been streaming for like 3 hours, and like I've done longer streams before. He hadn't, and it was like he had a busy weekend ahead of him. The prettiest boater, thank you, more like rigor mortis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like we were starting to get frustrated for trying to go for 3 stars, and then it switched stuff up again. We were like, you know what? We're good. We'll finish World 3 and we'll call it a stream. That was good times. And then Sunday, after Brunch with Boater and before I potentially was going to have an evening stream, I was like, I want to just play something on my own in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. There's new DLC for Stellaris. And I have a Steam gift card. So I got back into a game I hadn't played for a year and a half, and now I am knee-deep in this game.
Good.
And really early on, the new DLC is aquatics. It's all like it's nautical themed, whatever. And one of the quest lines that you can come into is excavating an ancient solar sailing ship where you find lyrics to a space shanty.
Oh.
It's windy weather, boys, stormy weather. When the wind blows, we're all together. Blow ye winds rimward, hey, blow ye winds blow. Out to the galaxy, steady she goes. And it turns out that that's the music that they used to promote the DLC. And they did like a 3-minute version of that. And a comment on that on YouTube was saying like, give us, the fans, give us a sea shanty. Paradox, the developers. Okay, now what? The fans, I don't know. We didn't think we'd get this far. And then Paradox says, are we doing it right? And posted an unlisted link to a 10-hour loop of it.
Nice.
So that's all I listened to while playing the game. And I'm about 3.5 hours into it. And I just pause it when I'm done.
Nice. Very nice.
More like rigor mortis saw the rewriting going on behind my eyeballs. I am PG-13 St. Jude Kid Stream knees deep.
I will say, one of my friends brought it to my attention. They were like, "Is this game approved for Play Live?" And they sent me a link to someone that was streaming something like they were playing like Ash versus the Evil Dead, and I was like, "No." Disemboweling is not Play Live approved.
No.
The fundraising is appreciated, but their campaign will probably get canceled. Sure it is, says Dude Icarus.
Yeah.
Exactly. It definitely doesn't violate the terminology that you sign in for. But again, some people...
Especially if you get the hashtag St. Jude Ambassador kit.
Chaos for chaos's sake, to raise money for such a good cause. Go for it. But just know that, sometimes these streams and VODs get reshown at the hospital.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Aside from that I was playing, I also watching the behind the scenes and blooper reel of In Space with Markiplier came out. I talked with Steve last week about part 2 of In Space with Markiplier. Really enjoyed it. But the behind the scenes came out, and I'm like, I want to make a movie so bad. I want to be on a set with a bunch of people and make a movie. Ideally in front of the camera, because I've been behind the camera for 12 years now. Oh. That's where I'm at. Like I'm getting that bug.
Here's what I will tell
you.
you.
It's not safe. I'm getting that bug.
After the summer, when I have to work extra jobs and get my hours in and do things, I'll sit down and try to write something, and then you can vet it to see if you like it. Because I have an idea about the fact that this place is definitely haunted, and we should make a haunted.
I know it's I don't know if it would be on this track or what. I know for a couple of years ago, I think 2020, we were like, hey, we'll try to make a movie together as an incentive, and we did one meeting where we talked about like a choose your own adventure thing, talking In Space with Markiplier and so forth. But like whether it's that or
Stole
just
our idea.
like,
just all right.
Well, I mean, when we were talking about that, I was like, yeah, kind of like Heist with Markiplier.
We stole their idea. You stole it from us. We stole it from them. Theft is bad.
We're playing catch with the idea. It's a friendly game of catch.
Yeah.
Toss the idea.
Toss the ideas out and
Run with it for a little bit and then throw it back. And that's fine. What about you? I know you've been out of town a lot.
So I had the distinctive pleasure of traveling to see my sister and my brother-in-law, who is now my brother-in-law. At the time when I visited was not, and I was the officiant in my sister's wedding.
So partially through the visit, he was the brother-in-law.
I did realize, and I was waiting for air for this one. So there are key terms you have to say to
Yes.
seal a certain marriage.
Yep.
And it
To
is
make it
the
official.
idea of, do you, and they answer in the affirmative,
Yep.
and do you, and you answer in the affirmative, and then you kind of give it a hya, verbally or physically, and then
By the
it
power vested
counts.
in me by the state of California, I now
Um,
pronounce you.
I did, however, realize that one of the times when when me, my wife Claire, and the two of them were talking, that I had gotten my sister to answer in the affirmative to a question that I was then going to pose to Brian, who was then going to answer in the affirmative because he's a bendable guy, and I realized that I absolutely had to stop talking in that moment. because
Otherwise, you were accidentally going to
technically,
marry them ahead of time.
I was going to accidentally marry them, or at least be able to marry them in that moment. But it struck me as really funny because I looked really alarmed at Claire, who wasn't realizing what was occurring in that moment. But as a warning, and I will mention this on stream, I'll marry you, you wonderful people. You just keep being adorable and precious. You'll get what you get.
But yeah,
But-
I remember I filmed a wedding where a friend was the officiant, and it was a great ceremony. Whatever.
$20 incentive.
What?
$20 incentive, marry them.
Where a friend was the officiant, and it was a great thing, and like very like their brand is spiritual, everything like that. And they finished, and they kind of walked up the aisle. This was cliffside on a mountain, sunrise. It was amazing.
Nice.
So like it was literally three of us that were filming and photographing, husband and wife, officiant and officiant's wife. That was it. But like did that, and then kind of looked at each other and realized he was like, wait a minute, there's some words I gotta say. Shuffle back out to where they were standing and do the do you, pronounce you. That in the video edit, I very sneaky was like, this happened in order and when everything needed to.
Perfect. I will say, in writing the ceremony for my sister and Brian, I did the ring exchange and the do you take this ring, da 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 da, and that counts as the do you yes,
Oh,
do you
okay.
yes,
Yep.
because they had to acknowledge and affirm each other, and the problem was I didn't put the I hadn't written a I now pronounce you thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like sitting there, and I had another one of these notebooks that I had filled with ideas and stories and motifs.
Because that's how you
themes,
cosplay Dave. It's one of
and
those notebooks. He's
one
got
of those
them
notebooks, San
everywhere.
Francisco Giants hat, and a can-do attitude.
In shorts, never pants.
Never pants. No. Tangentially, I forgot I did. My coworker this year goes, "Are you ever going to wear pants?" And I was like, "Well, I guess no one's going to win the Dunkin' Donuts gift card." And she goes, "The excuse me?" And turns, and I went, "Oh yeah, every year I usually put up a calendar," and I realized I forgot to do it this year at my other job, where people guess when I'm going to wear pants, and it's Price is Right. The Furthest Without Going Over gets the like $5 thing, and I bought the Dunkin' Donuts gift card and then didn't put the calendar up. So next year someone's getting $15 in Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh
gift card.
man.
And I will remind me when it starts getting cold again, folks out there, and I will make that offer to all of you out there. I will offer a free sub to a streamer of your choice that I will gift to you. But I have to be wearing pants for it to happen. But yes, that's how you cosplay a Dave. San Francisco Giants hat, shorts, and one of these notebooks.
In the can-do attitude.
I did have to trade one of these pens. There is a pen out there in the ethos, and I traded it to. I took a picture of this momentous occasion, and I posted it in my Discord because I realized that the marriage license, all over it, said dark ink, dark ink, dark ink, dark ink, dark ink.
Uh-huh.
On one line, on one particular spot, it specifically says black. All of these pens that I use, all of the black ink is dead.
Oh.
So I traded with one of the caterers, whose name is Sue. Thank you for allowing me to approach you with a pen and trade a multi-click Bic pen that I actually got married them with and had in my pocket, she was very excited. She goes, "Oh my God, that pen! Yes!" She's like, "Absolutely!" She like dug through her, she found one.
Like, it's one thing if you're like, hey, do you have a black pen I can borrow? I'll see what I got. Do you have a black pen that I can have in exchange for this? Yes.
I went to her and I was like, I have a deal for you. I was like, I have this multi-click pen that does not have any black ink. I was like, and I need a black pen, and I know you have one. And she goes, yes, I do. She goes, and I will take that trade. It was so much fun to get to do. Do you need an officiant for a wedding? I am now certified in all 50 states and potentially other places. So
Probably also Puerto Rico.
you
and-
have my call sign. You know where to find me, and I will gladly talk for an amount of time about WoW, your experiences in WoW, and all the fun that marriage has to bring you in joke form. But other than that, I played a little Pokemon. I played some Doom. I played a ton of Scott Pilgrim versus the World because I bought that because it was on sale for like $3.
Nice.
And I now have it on my Switch and will never lose that game again. And I think we should try to get people together to play a 4-player game of that because it's a beat 'em up side scroller. And the music by Anna Managuchi is mwah. Does not get Twitch banned either, which is weird. But yeah, throw them off and wear pants in the middle of summer. Okay, I will. Christmas in July.
I know what date I'm putting then.
All that said, I'm really stoked to be back on the Nerd Glasses. I didn't get to say it last week, and I didn't get to say it the week before because it was the kickoff and all these things. But I'm really proud of everybody for all the work that they've been doing for Caladrius, our team specifically, all of everyone individually. You guys are doing an amazing job. It was a pleasure to get to look at everyone's posts and be really envious of not getting to watch and to do these things, and it's awesome. And all those things. So bravo to everybody, and once again, hats off to Steve for stepping in and doing the thing for and with, and much love to you, my friend.
I'm checking the overall play live total right now, as long as we're mentioning that.
Ain't it right here?
The overall play live total is at 1.3 million.
Hell yeah! Our team, by the way, a grand total of 2,000 of that. So, take on that.
That's why I've had some back pain. It's because we're carrying the effort.
We really are. So bravo to everybody, and much love to everyone on their successes and their excellent work.
Actually, we are right around 90th place with our 2,000 for the team. It's not a competition,
Top
but competition.
100.
But
Top 100
competition
in
does
fundraising.
push people nicely. So, yeah.
When it's competition and not downplaying one's
Correct.
efforts
Yeah,
and things
friendly
like that.
competition and such.
Friendly competition is always fun, but just remember that at the end of the day, it's for the kids. Speaking of for the kids and things like that and of that nature, there's 2 games coming out in the next 7 days. We will quickly breeze through those because we have so much more going on in the program.
Yeah.
And I love weeks like this week where we have so much that, you know what, we're audibling. I'll talk about these next week as past tense games.
Okay.
And you'll get to enjoy them. But just know that the 19th, Deadcraft and Vampire the Masquerade - Swan Song are coming out on literally everything. So check them out and good amount to them.
Really quick previews up here in Nerd Vision, and then we will talk about them more in depth next week.
Okay, so I've been holding on to this one story, and I absolutely have to scream about it now.
Okay.
Because
do it.
this past week, Boater, we got some of the best news we could possibly get. The Dead Space remaster that looks gorgeous, has all this work put into, has an official release date, and it is January 27th of 2023.
All right.
Even the Stadia? No! But the Stadia is still alive, which is surprising. Really,
Yeah.
Really surprising.
I mean, I can hear the life support stuff, but it's
Exactly.
fine. It's fine.
But that Dead Space PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X coming January 27th, 2023. Obviously, the studio has put a little bit of hey, if something happens, we're going to delay it, this and that and the other.
Yeah.
And
Actually, we've seen some of that. Bethesda delayed a couple of things, and like some people were complaining about it, but like you can't complain about crunch culture and stuff coming out when it's not ready, and then the next year complain when stuff is delayed. I'm happy that developers are getting more open to delaying, to make sure that either or both, that it comes out in good shape, and slash or the developers aren't treated inhumanely. Namely, the developers one, but it's a bonus if the game comes out in not Cyberpunk 2077 shape.
Exactly. Speaking of bonuses, thank you so much for the follow, Travis Mooncloud. Welcome to
Thank
the
you and
Insane
welcome.
Games TV experience, joining us here on Nerd Glasses, and so much more. So, Dead Space has a release date. So stoked about that.
Yeah, I tried to start playing the first one, and I think it was just at the time I was like, I'm not in for a survival horror game right now, and
So that's one of here at Insane Games. Each of us got a tag in a certain era. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion was like the top for me. Dead Space was the only other game in that era that I 100%ed and just could not put down.
yeah.
Love that game. Cannot wait for that remaster. I'm
So in
going
other
to
words,
get
next time we do scary games together, you're sitting me down to play Dead Space, and I'm like, and you're like, suck it up.
It's so good, Motor. Open the door. Embrace the horror.
As soon as we're done with Bendy, we can go on to Dead Space.
We have to play Bendy.
We need to play Bendy.
We will.
Dave,
we will.
Sometime in July, you're coming over to my house when we're playing Bendy. I'm not asking. I'm
I'm
dictating.
working 4 jobs over the summer. My time is going to be at such a premium. I'm going to have to start scheduling sleeping again.
Dave, if I have to kidnap you, it's fine. I know where you live. I'm
Savannah-
sitting you down in the chair,
Savannah will let you in.
strapping your wrists to the keyboard and mouse.
I'm not going to fight it. I love that game. I love playing games with you. It'll be great. You know what wasn't great and people didn't love?
What would that be?
Getting fired from a job is very tough. Getting
Yeah?
told you are fired is very hard. CNN Plus was a streaming service that was created in March, and then less than a month later was canceled and closed because they didn't have
Oof, size max.
factually come back at me if you don't like this stat. They didn't have more than 10,000 concurrent people watching at any one time since launch. So they closed it immediately. They said, we can't do this. We're just going to go back to, another streaming service. Now, this all didn't come across my desk until some people who used to work for CNN Plus received some gift packages that said, CNN, things are getting good.
Oh.
CNN, happy to have you on the team. CNN, things are looking up. To people that
Had
do not
been
have
let
jobs
go.
with CNN anymore. And they sent them to a tonnage of the ex-employees from CNN Plus in an accidental mailing list. This gift package, which featured CNN branded jackets and drinkware and things like that. It didn't say CNN Plus on it, but it did
But
have the
still,
CNN.
yeah.
This sent to many employees, many of whom had been hired less than a month before the shutdown.
Thank you all
happened.
for all of this employee-only stuff. I'm sure I can hawk it to CNN's rabid fans to cover for my living expenses that you're no longer paying.
Yes. Companies, if you're going to can people, make sure to take them off of the guest lists for things. Or
realize that you're sending it to them and change the gift card in there to say, we enjoyed having you on the team. Best wishes as you go forward.
best
Just
best
best
wishes in all your
wishes.
future
Yeah,
endeavors.
Just switch out the little greeting card in there.
But that flew across my desk while I was in an Uber, and I thought, gotta talk about that.
So last week, I talked a little bit with Steve about Terra USD, a crypto coin that
Yes.
was a to shortly recap, it is what's called a stable coin that, go for it, that is meant to keep its parity with the US dollar, that is referred to as being pegged against the dollar. For the kids! So last week, that particular stablecoin lost its peg, and in the past week, more have done so. It just a whole bunch of these that are supposed to keep parity, not parody, P-A-R-O-D-Y, parity, P-A-R-I-T-Y, with the U.S. dollar just dropping because they no longer have the funds to back it and to keep it solvent, whatever. And some more of the people who had investments in that being like, oh, well, the company that runs this particular coin, they still have assets. They should use that to pay back the people who lost money on this. We're getting there. One of the co-founders of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, said, again, like signal boosted that on Twitter, to make whole those who lost money, and he cites the FDIC as precedent. Now this made a few rounds and made it sound like he was saying the FDIC should insure them. That's not what he was arguing, but he still said, hey, these should be able to back like that. Now on the surface, that's like, okay, I guess that sort of makes sense. And then you scratch just a little bit beneath the surface, and by a little bit I mean you scratch off the lottery ticket and see that you've lost. Because the whole thing of crypto is that it's outside of regulation. It's not regulated by central government or anything. It is a wild west where you are making your own way with your own investments in the free and open market. Outside of regulation, and that which comes with regulation, protection. This made the rounds pretty virally as the news was retweeted by Twitter user Nash076 in all caps. Honey, get in here! The libertarians are discovering the basis of financial regulations again!
Can we just
Yeah.
In times of great action, some people will call for a moment of silence. But in this case, I believe we should
Call for a point and laugh.
we should call for a moment of point and laugh. But first, there's someone we absolutely need to have in the room while we do that. Hang on, let's get him.
What else can I help you with?
It'll come back. Wait, Bobby, did you have something to do with all this? I don't. Well, maybe we're just gonna point and laugh at him anyway. Yeah.
We're gonna point and laugh at him anyway. A moment of laughter. Please join us here, pointing and laughing at the Crypto Bros.
Oh boy.
Oh God!
I don't know if I'm still going to be doing this crypto NFT roundup thing in July because this is crashing so hard. I talked about Ritual Motion making their pivot to Web3, and I still follow a lot of the people in there that are still at the company. I follow one person who's still at the company. Everyone else left already. And they were like, hey, we're looking for writers to write about Web3. It won't be news coverage. I'm like, yeah, because all the fucking news... Swear jar. Because all the news coverage is negative. Sorry, swear jar. I gotta make a donation now. We're raising money for the kids, everybody.
Why am I allowed to put my money into non-fungible? And then they want safety. Oh God, it's so good.
Are you gonna be okay,
my
Dave?
heart, it needed that. It really needed people getting hit at 100 miles an hour by their own reality. It happens to me all the time. It's nice to see it happens to other people, especially those that waste their money errantly. So we here have a couple of stories to go through and
Yep.
things like that.
Yeah.
And I will ask you folks at home, non-fungible swear jar. Do you guys want to hear some gaming events that are coming up next? Do you want to hear why Dave joined Team Jacob forevermore? Or do you want to hear some very exciting news about an upcoming game franchise? You guys choose while we for a moment just take a second to breathe in the fact
Well, Dave, for the swear jar, I made a $5 donation, and that means another spicy bean. As we try to catch our breath, we're gonna have
Worth it.
another. Before we've
Worth
caught our
it.
breath, let's have another round of the
Do-
habanero beans.
Do you want a habanero?
Yeah.
Um,
Let's see what color comes. If it's licorice again.
so I'm literally just going to shake it out, and whatever is in front. So it's a green one and a white one. You can pick whichever one you don't.
I'll take the white one.
All right. I will say the green ones I think are spicier because it is sweet up front, and so your tongue goes like, "Oh yeah, it's safe to."
Whoa, whoa, that hit hard.
All the things.
I think you can see the moment where it just hit.
I
was
love
like,
it.
oh hey, that's kind of. And I like gag.
So
I'm waiting for the replay on that. Yep, there it is.
So I'm very excited about some upcoming things, as usual. But this
Oh
is
God, I swallowed.
the things. I recently was on a flight to and from San Francisco, and if you've watched my stand-up, you know that I typically travel with my favorite band T-shirt. That favorite band being New York-based metal band Anthrax. Yes, I do. Look on my YouTube channel. You can see me talking about it. I did not this time because I was flying with my wife, and she hid the shirt from me, much to my chagrin.
Thank you, Claire.
So, instead, I thought, how am I to make this eventful for myself? How am I to have fun at the airport? And the answer was, didn't have much fun at the airport.
to have fun at the airport, David.
Are supposed to have fun. Everywhere is an opportunity to have fun. Everyone is potentially your friend. I got one of the TSA guys to laugh at me once by one of my jokes, so I'm taking that forever as
Okay.
a challenge to make the rest of them laugh. But
Oh, that one
it
poor
had-
soul doomed everyone else.
it had gone without incident up until we were at the San Francisco International Airport, about to fly back to New York, and my bag got scanned. The light came on, it got moved over,
Yep.
and I got waved on to go. I am a golden retriever in a pair of shorts and a hat. But my bag got selected. I got told to stand on a line. So here I am holding my Adidas in one hand and my hat in the other, hopping myself over. And the guy goes, "Do you mind if I open up your bag?" And I said, "Sure." He goes, "Did you pack this?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he goes, "Is there anything in the bag that cannot travel?" And I'm thinking, I'm like racking my brain. I'm like, all right, we bought some like pins for Claire's jacket. We bought this and that and the other. I was like, no, there is nothing in there that is not TSA certified. Guy opens up my bag and starts taking out bags from Amoeba Records, a record store that I absolutely love. It is the mecca of record shops and really great. But he takes out something and he unfurls it and he removes it in his hand and he goes, "What is this?" This, sponsored by Nerd Vision, is
I don't know what that is. I gotta wait 15 seconds for our screens to catch up.
a celebrity prayer candle.
Oh,
The one in the middle being of the character from the film franchise Twilight. That character, oh my God, I can't believe I just blanked on his name. What is his name?
Edward.
Edward. And so the gentleman produces the candle from my carry-on and goes, I'm going to have to check this. And he goes and he tests it for some sort of residue.
Okay,
He's
that's
like,
fine.
I
I could see stuff being like mixed into the candle wax for
Oh, yes,
whatever.
no.
Yeah.
Totally
Okay.
understandable. My wife, who purchased that candle that day and stuck it in my bag unbeknownst to me and not into our checked luggage, is out of security with her shoes on and her bags back in her possession. Laughing hysterically as I am sweating profusely as a man tests a candle that I was not aware of what its contents are. It was fine.
Okay, good.
He
that was
then
my question.
tosses me the candle in a glass jar. I still have shoes in this hand and my hat in this one, so I had to drop everything to catch the candle.
Dave just sent us this photo in our Nerd Vision group chat, and I relayed a series of questions without waiting for the answer. I said, first, did you take that photo? I didn't know if he'd found it somewhere else. I said, did you take that photo? 2, did they have Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan? 3, did you buy an Obi-Wan Kenobi prayer candle? 4, why not?
I'm not going to lie, Claire took that photo that you're currently looking
Okay.
at, my wonderful wife, my wonderful trying to get me arrested wife, and not on my own terms.
Marriage.
I also was going to make that joke, but half the people at the wedding didn't didn't understand that reference, and I was like, I'm not making that reference if people don't get it.
Yeah,
Because then
exactly.
It's not funny.
Yeah, it's just weird.
My wife took that photo. My wife bought that candle, and from now on, DM314, Dave Man, and all its affiliated products and things like that are Team Jacob. We are awooing at the moon, and we are bitter, incredibly so, that Jacob didn't wind up with Bella. Bitter as hell. If you weren't trying to get the other arrested, are you even married? That's very true, but I love that Steve, by the way, snuck the Sonic in there. Didn't see him there. He thought he got one over, but we saw. So that is why I'm a member of Team Jacob forevermore. Team Jacob.
Oh,
I love Claire dearly, and I look greatly forward to all the things that come along with that. But I will absolutely check out. Didn't even remember it was there from the Sonic DLC chart. Ah, yes, that cursed chart forever. So if I do,
and of course
see-
that rent was even better because of the spicy bean residue in his mouth.
Yes. Oh yeah, my mouth is absolutely.
I'm still working
singed
through mine.
from habanero. When does the Obi-Wan episode start?
I want to say the 27th.
I was gonna say, because if I missed it, I'm a little angry.
No, I mean, if it started airing, I would have been like, so here's what I'm watching.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's looking really good. I mentioned to you, like, I was excited for that when the trailer came out, and so
more
24th,
stuff,
27th, something like that.
more stuff to be hyped and excited about. Our good friends at Remedy made some announcements recently. And they did some excellent things for us, and I appreciate that. They released 4 promotional images for Alan Wake 2.
Okay.
They announced that Alan Wake remaster is coming to the Nintendo Switch at the end of the year.
Nice.
And they showed us these 4 photographs, of which we are all now going to ooh and ah at, because, my gosh,
Ooh.
these are... First episode of Kenobi is on the 27th.
Hey, I got it right.
So this first image was the first promotional image released for Oh, good. It's Friday the 27th.
Friday. Oh, Friday.
Stoked. Stoked because I actually don't have work that day. But I will probably be streaming. So this is an image.
I'm trying to think if I can
show
stay up till midnight to watch it.
the universe that they
Oh
created.
no, it comes out midnight Pacific time.
The
Okay, never
work
mind.
that they have going on and things like that. They also released this image.
Ah.
Really, really good stuff. Very excited. Very good. Very atmospheric. They talked a lot about Sam Lake talking about we want to make sure that this game from 12 years ago continues in that spirit of being atmospheric, of being
Mhm.
scary, of being what it can be, and what we want envisioned for the Alan Wake franchise and what has going on. On top of these things, they then also released these other two images, which feature some of the mystique, but also pictured in these images some of the baddies from the darkness, as it was known. Is this shadowy figure in the forefront Alan Wake? We'll find out. We don't know. But this last one is by far the most shocking. So ready yourself, Boater, because
Okay. Ah!
I know. I know.
Get it? Because that's still like is an ooh but it was with a bigger exclamation
So
point.
this being one of the sort of theme and general idea of the enemies you'll be facing and things of this nature, people that have been twisted by the darkness and left with
Okay.
time alone. Sam Lake showed us these 4 Alan Wake images and then said there will be no other Alan Wake information for the rest of the year.
Okay.
He said the studio's focusing on it. We have a lot of projects going on. We are not this summer, excuse me. We are not going to blow up people about this.
Okay.
And we are not going to hurt the studio and things like that.
And we're not going to get people hyped for something that we might end up having to delay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love how they're doing it. But to be honest, a little bit bigger of news to come out of that and to be announced with it was that the good proprietors of The Walking Dead, a successful adaptation, a commercially successful adaptation, because an adaptation of a comic book is something argumentative online,
Uh-huh.
whether or not people like it. But AMC picked up the rights to do an Alan Wake television show.
Ooh, interesting.
They didn't have much information to give you, but to give you guys an idea of the Alan Wake universe, yes, there's Alan Wake himself, this suffering author who is fighting this. He's using light as a way of fighting darkness and things like that. There is also inside of it, Alan Wake is the author of a thriller mystery franchise called the Alex Casey novels, and in the game there are several of them. It had a complete arc, and people were upset that he decided to play the Alan Wake games. I'm not going to spoil this for you because it's very good and it's in the beginning of the game when he
Okay.
talks about his Alex Casey novels. But they could be exploring Alan Wake as an author in the Alex Casey. It
Uh-huh.
could be exploring Alex Casey, the character. It could be exploring. This would be a bit of a reach, and it would be not as good per se, but it could be exploring inside of the Alan Wake universe the television show Night Springs.
Okay.
That Alan Wake originally wrote on when he was a beginning author before he wrote Alex Casey, which is an in-universe version of the oh my god, the Twilight Zone. I kept thinking of the scary door from Futurama. But the Twilight Zone, and Alan Wake as a character had written for that show, and inside of the game, by the way, you can watch snippets of episodes that Alan Wake had written on, and he talks about them.
Okay.
All these things and so much more that Remedy Studios have created for the Alan Wake franchise that they are going to be working with AMC to make. Whether or not Akai getting hype with me, I know. Whether or not, and much love to you, my friend. Whether or not all of these come out to be a part of the show or things like that, there's no confirmation on it yet, but wild speculation. But I will say, in the case of how Remedy's doing their pressers, protected speculation, because they are saying, hey, we're not going to be talking about this at the next big summer award thing.
Yeah.
He goes, we're probably going to appear. He's like, we might re-show the images if we're asked. He goes, but we want to make this game as good as it possibly can be, and we don't want to rush things.
Yeah, and we don't
to be
want to
ready.
take away a team to put together a tech demo when they could just be working on the game itself. Yeah, I get it.
So, hyped as all get out about that. So excited for the future of Remedy with the Alan Wake remaster for the Switch, with the Max Payne remasters coming out where they are being they're inside the pocket of Rockstar
Yep.
for this. It's going to be a great year for Remedy games.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to be a part. God, I have so many other stories to talk about. But I'm so pumped.
Some of these I think will make their way over to tabled topics in Discord. Take a picture of the ones and throw them in there where we can continue the conversation. So make sure you check out the Insane Games TV Discord down below. And again, some of these, like the game releases, we are straight up holding on to for next week. So we've got them there. So make sure that you come back next week, 7:45 Eastern Time, for the Nerd Glasses podcast, where we will keep on bringing up all the stuff that's obviously that we're really passionate about. Got home just in time.
Welcome, Love Alec, and thank you so much for joining us at any time that you have. Can I talk about one more topic?
Sure, absolutely. One more, and then we got a break for Citadel tonight.
This one, I will table one that Steve and I are hyped about. Join us for an event coming on for Overwatch. But this one, a game that, May 12th came and went, and it flew under the radar. And looking at it, it's literally got all of us as a community written on it.
Yeah.
The game is called Tin Can.
Okay.
It was in early access from October 2022. Its official release was on May 12th. From the wonderful workers at Tin Can Studio. For $19.99, you get to play a first-person perspective of being in a malfunctioning ship and trying to get home. You will have problems. You will fight against the ship. So many things will go wrong. And you have a 33-page guide you have to leaf through to tell you how to respond with the error code that corresponds and comes up. It is VR compatible.
That's what I was going to ask, because it's such a small space. It seems like it'd be awesome for room scale, just being up and moving around in.
This game, I am deeply considering just pocketing for future streams and things like that. But I literally saw a trailer for it while searching for a little bit of news. And when I saw it, I just thought to myself, that's us.
Yeah.
That's Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, but in a first person and one player experience that you could absolutely.
And it's a thing where, like, you have a potentially printed manual that, so like what you could do is, like, if you're in there and maybe you have the manual in the pod, or if you want to role play a bit of, all right, one person's in the pod and then everyone else is mission control trying to help out with the error codes.
Yes, exactly. Love Alec, it goes exactly like the dice games we played on stream. It'll go exactly like Tharsis. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out Tharsis as well. But
is this Keep Talking and no one blows up? The game name I can never get right. Shut up and no one goes boom. It's, well, I mean, we've played more complex titles. Dr. Langeskov the Tiger and Dr. Langeskov the Tiger and the Terribly Cursed Emerald, a Whirlwind Heist. I knew it, I just couldn't get my tongue around it.
There was a whole, I forget what it was, that like every time you biffed it when we first did it, anytime either of us biffed it, there was something we had. It was that block of cheese.
Yeah, was okay.
We
Yeah.
had to like eat like. So I just never made an attempt at saying it, and you managed the entire time, much to the chagrin of Vladdy, say it successfully the entire time.
So my I set up a pre-roll for all of my St. Jude things, and that includes the bit where, like, oh, someone donates $10 and the rest of this cheese is going straight in Dave's mouth, and then a bit of a time ramp, whatever, and then Taco Pill donated, and you're in the middle of talking about something else, looking up on your phone, and I just whoop. Oh,
We'll do it. We'll do it for the kids of St. Jude's. You
Uh-huh.
just donate, and we will. So
okay. Tin Can. I need to throw that into a browser tab on my phone right now so I don't forget about that. But
it looks like a lot of fun. It's actually on sale right now because it is release week, so it's
Okay.
$12.99. So get it while it's hot. But a title that looks absolutely stunning. Bravo to Tin Can Studio. We look forward to seeing what you can produce. And after watching some
it reminds
gameplay
me,
of
the
it,
aesthetic reminds me, because it's going for like the kind of realistic space, whatever. It reminds me a lot of Observation, which I played during Play Live last year.
yes,
So.
yeah. Oh man, I forgot about that game.
Where Observation, you're playing the computer.
It's a good time to be a gamer. There's so many things going on and so many different incentives, things like that going on. There was one serious note I did kind of want to touch on,
'Kay.
and it's that uh, uh, you know what? Lean into the camera, lean into wherever you're watching the stream, and I'm going to lean into. So, friends, I'm gonna make sure Boater's still in frame. Twitch is a platform for people to express themselves, to enjoy themselves, to grow as people and companies and brands, and to create great occasions and events and things like that. A couple of years ago, I went off on a 15-minute rant, which I will not match that energy, because I said a lot of things that you wouldn't say during Play Live. But if you check in the archives, it's there. Twitch as a platform is not for you to be toxic on. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just know that no matter how weird you are, and no matter what walk of life you come from and what you do, you are loved, you are appreciated, and you are wanted. And the people that don't want you, that don't care about you, and don't do those things do not matter. And their actions will get them what they deserve in the end. There's no place for hate on Twitch.
Thanks, Dave. You put it better than I could have.
That all said, St. Jude's fundraising season, Insane Games TV content, and so much more continues with the Citadel. Butter, what's going on there?
Well, I met the $500 milestone on my own campaign, so we are going to be doing a lore night from Dragon Age 2. When I played Dragon Age 2, I skipped basically every codex entry that came up. So
There's so many, but
I know, it would have taken me twice as long to finish the game. So I have brought up the Dragon Age wiki, I have gone to the codex page, and I have gone to the lore section under that, and we're just going to start reading. Donations made to St. Jude. Every dollar donated, I am reading an entry in a voice of your choosing, or at least attempting to do so. Donate $5, you dictate my next 5 readings, and so forth. And if you don't want to donate and just hang out while I am, reading in-universe lore from the game, that's fine too. So hope to see you there. We go offline here. It takes about 5 minutes to move everything over and get pre-roll started. 10-minute pre-roll, and then we are live right here. So we're looking at about 9:10, 9:15. We are live for the Citadel, and I hope to see you there. Come harass, got it. Oh, absolutely. I want to see you there, making me do. Yeah, for Citadel.
No, I loved Alex.
Yeah,
Sir, my bubble. Sir, you're in my bubble.
You were very much in bubble.
I hope so, and I hope you all know that we on the Nerd Glasses here, we on Insane Games TV, we at Boaterbug, we at DAM314, we at whatever excellence Steve is up to at any time. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you being here, and any amount of energy that you can give to us in any form, likes, shares, monetary in any of its many forms.
Even just by showing up, being in chat, even if you're not in chat and just watching and enjoying, we are better for your presence, your continued existence, as viewers, as friends. So
Thank you.
thank you. Love knows no bubble. Well, okay. On that note, we're going to go offline for the Citadel. Thank you so much for watching Nerd Glasses podcast. And if you want more of the two of us, then come back next week, 7:45 for more. But in the meantime, for those of us on the cruise day, I've been Boater,
I've been Dave Mann.
and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.